Emuna is our future with emotional intelligence. Today, we are going live from my home. I'm very excited. And we will not be doing a usual edited version unless something changes. That's just how it worked out. Rabbi Arush has, thank God, a live Shira going on, and I wanted to give preference to him. This is his institute that I work at, and that we're doing the live Shira through. But today we're sitting in my home in Yerushalayim, and I haven't had the pleasure of hosting many of you in my home. Back in the day when I was Midnight Rabbi and all the different programs, we would have at least 5 to 10 Bochrim students, and they would come on a weekly level, and I missed that. Thank God there are still people coming, and different kinds of guests than back in the day. And today we're going to talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is something which is really fundamental for our generation. It's something which all of us need assistance with, because with emotional intelligence we will have the keys. Yes, the keys to our success. And success is something obviously, very subjective, but there's also objective success. And ultimately, we'd love this success to be the ultimate redemption for every single person in this world, to have everything they need, to have all the blessings, to have all the positivity and love. And that's something what we're praying for. And that's something which this week's Parshat B'Shalach gives us a little taste of, just like we have Tu B'Shvat coming up, and we're going to be tasting all these sweet, delicious fruits that the Creator brings into this wonderful world that we live in. He's also going to give us, on this week's Parsha, Shabbat Shira, however you want to say, he's going to give us this ultimate connection to this ultimate song of Az Yoshir. Az Yoshir is already a song of the futures. Song La'asid is Az Yoshir. It's a song we're going to sing when the Messiah comes. It's the 10th and final song. We spoke about the 10 songs in last week's with the Tikkun Klali. Tikkun HaKlali has within it 10 psalms, which are connected in a level to those 10 final songs that we're going to sing. The final 10th song is what Az Yoshir is predicting, is prophesizing in this week's Parsha. And when we read it, it's with song. We're singing then as well. And when we left Egypt, that was the going out. This song, this inspiration, this power, this strength, this energy, this is the kind of power that we need to internalize to be able to go out of our personal exiles and the ultimate exile, the ultimate redemption of the world to a positive place. And it's important to constantly keep that in mind. Everyone needs to know Emuna is our future. It's not just about now, what we're seeing in front of us in this world and all the craziness going on around and around. Example being, I was listening to Ben Shapiro on a podcast, and he talks about there, like what happened at the Super Bowl, and obviously coming online and all the, like we talk about all the distractions going on Twitter and all the different social media networks, is the break during the Super Bowl, the adverts. And it was wild. Obviously I didn't watch it, but what I heard from Ben Shapiro was enough already, and just seeing like some of the things that fly past. And it just shows you how like sexual and low the world is focusing like entertainment, instead of it being something inspiring and educating and elevating and taking us to a new sincere level of understanding. Unfortunately, it was like all the way down. And we this is part of the reason we must be close to the redemptive time, since the world generally like has such an opportunity to influence millions and millions and millions of people, and to just go in such a negative direction, just like we see unfortunately in politics with all the negative vibes between the different politicians. And that's another reason, like even more so, we need this redemptive spirit. So I just want to thank everybody who tunes in like to our weekly classes, and we're hoping that, please God, we're going to have a new recording studio. That's also part of the technical difficulties. It's being built. We mentioned it a few weeks back, and it is like in its final stages. It looks really great, and it's upstairs in where I work, and in the Chut Shel Chesed in Breslev, Israel building here in Jerusalem. And it's going to be exciting to have an actual proper place to do everything. Until then, this is about making the versatile and emotional decisions, to not let different stumbling blocks. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing today's and our weekly Emuna class in my home, is because I don't want to allow something that's, we're trying to do on a constant basis be prevented because of different blocks and obstacles. I want to put out this message of Emuna. I want to put it out with the Rav's permission. That's what Rav Arush wants. He wants the Emuna to go out there in the world, and we should pray for him. Shalom ben Yemna, he should have a full shlema, not feeling 100%. And we'd like to go ahead with these Emuna tours. It would be amazing if we could just have that divine inspiration, that extra, as they say, divine assistance to give us the power to go out and to do our mission, and all the different classes of Elgrod and of Galed and all the different beautiful rabbis we have in our program. But then there's also the global world, what's going on. Like, even if it seems right now like financially or emotionally there's struggles, there's pain, there's parts of the time where you're feeling like, oh my God, like, how am I going to go ahead in my life? Because every day there seems to be so much blocking the progress, like bills come in, the tax, the or whatever you call it, social services or whatever it's called in America, and everything, and the rest of the world, is all these kind of things coming at you day after day, and the world around you, everyone's in a more like intense, like aggressive, like vibe in terms of the street and the energy going on out there, and it can get really like, wow, like this is intense. So we need to internalize, like we spoke about with the 10 habits of truly effective people, that we have a power that's within, we have value systems, we have internal points of strength. And that was one of the big inspirations going on at the same time. And the break and that ad of the Super Bowl was a Chazak ad in Super Bowl, adverts of Torah and inspiration, people like Charlie Harari and Y.Y. Jacobson, and they really gave over like that intrinsically we have so much potential, and if we go all in, we like really go for it, and we really believe and truly believe. And just like today is your Shvat, it's actually going to be tonight, we're going to enter into that realm from the Babitcher Rebbe, where he became the final Rebbe, hopefully to bring us into the days of Mashiach, Babitcher Rebbe and Izatzal, and he should be able to, Menachem Mendel Schneerson, he's gifted the opportunity for all of us, and all of us have been touched by him in some way. Everyone, Rav Arush himself, anyone listening to this, he was part of his journey of tshuva was thanks to the Babitcher Rebbe's shlichim and people in Eretz Yisrael who helped Rav Arush have connection to Torah and spirituality. And everyone knows Chabad is global and it's doing tremendous things, but there's the inner aspects, the inner values, the message of the Rebbe and his shluchim, his messengers. And it was such a powerful light for me, like personally on a daily level, that I'm like able to see that, thank God someone just said they're getting so much blessing. Yeah, that's right, the 10 Psalms. There's so much blessing coming through, and the Babich was very big on saying Tehillim and Psalms as well. And it was very important to be able to learn and grow from all the different paths in Judaism. Just like when we went through the Yam Suf, we went through the sea, there was 12 paths. So, personally, and the idea of Shidduchim. So some people have it like a bit smoother, the process flows a bit easy. And like we're talking about in our relationship flow, there's a certain divine help that, our relationship flow podcast, we're talking about how this divine help from above is guiding our relationships. And if we just allow ourselves to be in that flow, because we definitely need that Emuna, that clarity of thought and values to be able to get through all the different challenges of our generation with education for children and Shalom Bayit, and to be able to have peace in the home, to have positive energy, to have simcha. You need these certain internal values, and same with the fact there's an inspired flow. To be able to get this message of truth and unity into the world, we're going to need that strength that we get. And that's, we went into the sea and we came out with song, and we came out with praise, and we came out with booty, with bounty, tremendous shepherd, divine abundance. And that's something which all of us, in our generation, sometimes we feel like, wow, there's all these rich, people out there and these big influencers, and we're sitting in our little daladamas, in our little space, doing our little thing. And what difference it makes? Obviously, there's a spirituality. Which reality is bigger, that one or the bigger one. So what we got to do is realize that it's obviously there's a much bigger influence going on a divine level of all our different positive thoughts and our emotional thoughts that are guided in an intelligent way. That we're getting our emotions into a good space. We're getting our mindset. We're being mindful. We're being positive. We're all in. We're there. We're present. We're focused. Even when there's distractions, I do apologize, but we're there. We're tuned in. And then that gives us the power to do everything, to be able to be successful, whatever we need to do. And that was the koyach of Atzcha, that we, Navesh called Shecha, we had a certain koyach, a strength we got from when the sea split. It gave us a certain strength of clarity of thought and a clarity of understanding of how Hashem is going to guide this whole world, and He's going to bring us to this truer place. And that is the power that we live and breathe and exist with. That's true, that inside our soul is such tremendous kochus, such tremendous power. And we should never allow the environment around us, or opinions around us, or financial situations, or even people around us, close to us, who might, sometimes lack belief in our abilities. We have those abilities within, and it's just a matter of patience and development and growth and being with the process of life and Hashem's larger plan, that we will get to where we need to go. And with that large emotional intelligence, we'll have that versatility. We'll be able to go with the innovative days that we're in, with the technology. So for example, today, that was my test, before I even start. The main camera, wasn't available, and I'm still doing the class. The room was like, I want to give everyone a blessing, all of you who are tuning in, that we should have that strength. We should understand that, there's Parshat Hamon today, that we're given the tools, like today is a segula, and every day in our life to read the man, or to think about the understandings, internalize the process that Hashem will always provide for us, no matter what. Hazanas HaKol is giving the whole world nourishment on a constant basis, and there's no reason why He can't take care of our small little challenges. And for us, they seem very big. Remember, a very important concept that we should tell our problems that we seem to think are so big, is tell them how big Hashem is, how big God is, how powerful, and the ability to constantly take care of us, to internalize it, to learn it, to think about it, and to talk to Hashem, to ask Hashem to help us constantly, like we talk about from Arush, the isbodedus and isbonenus, to think about with the Chabad, the idea of isbonenus, and to be able to bring it into action, to make it to reality. And with these kinds of tools, there's no reason why our life shouldn't be blessed on a constant basis. So that's my blessing to everyone, and we should all be blessed to have the right mindset, to have emotional intelligence, to deal with challenges that are going to come our way at work or at home, and that will give us the versatility to have the emotional intelligence to understand the true understanding. There's a bigger goal of this whole creation. The Mashiach, the Messiah, is coming. Redemption is coming, and we are part of that process, and we are fundamental in that overall picture that Hashem is benefiting from our Mesiras Nefesh, and that is the time we're in. It's a Yom Tov of Mesiras Nefesh. We're giving our soul up. We're going for broke. We're going for everything. We're going with our whole soul to really achieve our purpose in this world with all our energy. Mesiras Nefesh means with complete self-sacrifice, and that self-sacrifice, that's the Yom Tov Shri Pesach we're reading about. That's what we're reading about now in the Shira Shayam, Parshat Shira, that ability, that self-sacrifice, it gives us the strength after we've got our Emuna from Pesach, and we'll take it with us with the self-sacrifice to true understandings and true livings. Looking forward to tune in next week, hopefully in a more clear room where everything is the way it should be. But even if it isn't, to go ahead anyway, keep strong and keep in touch and keep sharing Emuna as our future classes together. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful week and a beautiful Shabbat. Shira, sing along. Thank you.